Hello and welcome to MetalCast from Metal Coffee Shop. My name is Heidi Ellsworth, and we're here to talk about what's happening in the metal building industry. And that includes post frame, metal roofing, metal siding, everything you need to create amazing buildings using metal. And so I am so excited today to be here with Josh Nowlin of Burrow's Supply. Josh is part of the NFBA. We met at the auction for the National Frame Builders Association, and I'm just really excited about that. In fact, Josh, welcome.
Hi, Heidi. How are you?
I am so good. You purchased this podcast at the auction, which we love to donate and be a part of the association. So I'm going to start out this MetalCast with thank you.
No, absolutely. You're welcome. And it was an honor to, support the NFBA Foundation and at the same time, receive some time, to sit down and do a MetalCast with you, and something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I'm very excited to do this with you today.
Yeah, thank you. I am too. This is really exciting. I love your company. Love what you're doing on the board. So let's kind of start there. Let's start with the National Frame Builders Association. If you could just, tell us a little bit about that association and your role as vice president on the board.
Yeah, several years ago, I started as serving on the local regional chapter, the Heartland chapter of the NFBA, and that was my foot in the door, so to speak, and served there on the regional chapter on the board for several years, and was given the opportunity to join the board of directors on a national level, and a few years ago, and it's it is work. It is serving. It's an unpaid board position, but it's rewarding in a lot of ways to be able to support the industry, be a voice for the industry, listen to the people in the industry, and try to make a difference. That's what the association is there for. It is a nonprofit organization that's here to support and grow the post frame industry. So I'm excited to be a part of it. I really am.
You know what? It's a great, I'm just so impressed with the association overall. We were able to sit in on the awards. We were just at the show a couple months ago, and it's an impressive show. It's an impressive association and everything we do. And then now you just in the last couple of years have started the foundation. And so that is also just brand new, and you're raising funds through auctions and different events. You're seeing some huge success with that.
Yeah, it has been successful so far. It's like anything you start up. It's it can take a little time, but the foundation is a good way for the association and the industry to give back. And initially here, what we're looking to do is just give award students the opportunity to have a little extra money towards their education, as long as it's in the post frame industry or can be related to the post frame industry. And it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is. I got a beautiful cribbage board there in the auction. It was awesome. Yeah. So let's talk just a little bit about post frame. Post frame traditionally has been wood. And it also has been more agriculture, commercial. Post frame is kind of changing. It is such a beautiful combination of wood and metal, and now going into barn dominiums, residential. Can you talk to us just a little bit about, you've been so involved, about kind of the history of post frame and where we are today with the industry?
Post frame, it's been around a long, long time, but it has evolved like everything. It is a unique way to frame a structure out of lumber, using wood, not steel or some of the other methods to, have a big open free span building and an affordable one as well. Yeah. So I think that's, and as you get into talking about residential, I believe in my opinion, a unique reason to choose post frame over steel frame or other methods is, you're framing the building with wood, so it's easy to attach your drywall to and your insulation and run your. So houses, custom home builds for forever have predominantly been framed with wood. So when you frame a post frame barn door with wood, it's just ready for finish out, right? So if you think about doing an all steel structure, which I'm not, which is fine, it's a choice, right?
Yeah.
But you have that all steel skeleton, the shell, but you still have to come in and add a bunch of lumber just to prepare it to be ready to take the drywall and different things of that nature. So why not just frame it in wood, that's what we do with post frame. And, barndominiums are a huge sector of our industry, still growing. And, for those who want to embrace it, there's a real opportunity there. That's for sure.
That's what I'm seeing too, and it's amazing. I know a lot of post frame use metal roofing, beautiful metal roofs that we see there. A lot of them are now even starting to look at metal siding, and some combinations of the metal with the wood. And I have to tell you, Josh, that's one of the things I love. I love the combination. I love the architectural look of the wood with the metal and working together. So it's very cool. Burrows offers all these kind of packages and really helps builders put post frame together with all these different types of things. Tell us a little bit about your company.
To kind of add to what you just said about steel and the combination of wood and steel and all of those things, how about steel that looks like wood? Because I know at Burrows, we offer several different options, right? It looks like cedar. It looks like weathered oak. It looks like old barn wood, but it's steel. It has all the benefits of steel. But from 10, 15 feet away, you would think that's old barn wood. Nope, that's steel. So, and with the barndominiums, like any house, it's highly recommended to go with if you're going to go metal roofing, go with a hidden fastener pattern, standing seam. You can do that with barndominiums too. And, we would recommend going ahead and putting the sheathing on the outside, the OSB or zip sheathing, and then the steel on top of that. So, you're still getting all the benefits of a custom build, but gaining the free span and some of the unique features of barndominium, like the steel exterior. Yeah. People are very interested in the different types of steel patterns and things. And architecturally, you're right. It's all beautiful. It's all beautiful.
It's so beautiful. I love the expansive insides. I just love that. I think, but I grew up on a ranch, Josh, so I'm kind of used to those big barns. And I think the fact that we're bringing that architecture and post frame into residential it makes sense. And you're right. Economically, for a lot of this next generation who's coming up trying to figure out how to get their own houses, how to figure out things, this can it can help with that.
Yeah, your children can really be born in a barn, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was. It felt like.
Yes, for real, right? Yeah. Burrows, we are a complete post frame solutions provider. That's a fancy way of saying complete post frame buildings, but we do offer other solutions as well, and we'll talk about that. But our business, our focus is the post frame builder, small to mid-sized companies who, they just have trouble finding enough help, finding enough time in the day to run their business because, many of those folks they're getting strung every which direction. They've got a quote to do, but they've got to get out and work with their crew on site. And then they answer the phone, and then the husband or wife calls and says, I need you to go pick up the kids. And all the while they're trying to, to run a business, and that's hard to do. And that's where we come in, because we're like, okay, well, we can help you with all of that. Like, we provide those solutions to help a small builder, mid-sized builder be able to grow their business without the overhead in a lot of cases. So, that's a unique, offering that we have that not every supplier offers, and so that's one of the things that I really like to promote about Burrows.
Yeah, and the fact that you are really helping them to put together the complete package, the complete solution, and that includes from products, but also design, estimating, the whole nine yards. That how give us some of the feedback how builders have really incorporated your services into their business to help them grow and to kind of go to that next level.
Yeah, it's like we can come in, we can get to know you, get to know your business, how you like to build, how you like to stage your deliveries, things of that nature. Um, we come with a lot of experience too on our staff, so it's like we're the cheapest consultants a guy could ever hire. I'm telling you, we come with a lot of experience, and we can help guide you through, through business, through your way. If you have issues, we can talk about them, even if they're not related to the building materials themselves, right? Like just the
Right.
best way to schedule my crews so that I'm the most, efficient, how to provide a professional contract for our client to sign, just anything and everything post frame business. That's what we do. But we get clients all the time to come to us and they just say, we don't have enough time, we need to hire help, we don't know where to start. Well, you made the right call, because what we can do, we can come in, we can help provide you with a software solution to help you provide accurate pricing to your customers, so that a lot of people spend a lot of time trying to, well, either they're spending a lot of time trying to come up with a good number to quote their customer, or B, they're not spending enough time. They may just say, well, we always just sell it for X amount of square foot. We've built enough of these, we kind of know what the pricing is. Well, you do in a stable market, but we're not living in a stable market, right? So
Right.
It's quite risky to run your business that way. So, we offer a pricing solution, a software that they can use to price buildings, and that's a huge thing, right? And then once they go under contract with their client, we, that one stop shop, so to speak. You send the order to us, or we take the order from our software, and then we process the order internally. We ship it to the job site on one truck, unload it, stage it for you. All you have to do is show up with your crew and build it, right? You only have to write one check to Burrow, send the check in, right? Hand it to the driver, whatever, because, if you're buying your trusses from this place and your lumber over there, and you're getting your steel from over here, and it's a lot of coordination. It's, coordination means manpower, and it's a lot of deliveries to a job site from different vendors. Do they unload? Do they not unload? Do you have to have a forklift there to unload? And then you've got to pay all your bills. You've got to write, deal with all these invoices. With Burrows, it's one invoice. It's one delivery. That's
awesome.
We try to make it really simple, and how we choose to grow our business is through supporting our clients and helping them grow theirs. And that's how we go to market. And it's good. It's been very successful, and, we're still growing and still offering new services and solutions to our clients all the time.
So, and this may be, forgive me if this is an uneducated question, but when you talk about, you're delivering everything, is that going to also include all the interiors, as in HVAC and drywall and all of that too?
That is not a service we offer at this time.
Okay.
When we're talking complete, we're primarily the shell, exterior, complete exterior, doors, windows, if desired, roof. Yeah, we can get the client dried in, so to speak. We do have some clients that order their interior studs from us and things, because we do have the lumber. We are coming out. But yeah, no, for turnkey custom home, you're talking a lot of things: electrical components, HVAC, drywall, cabinetry. That's a little bit of another beast, but we can help. Our customer predominantly is the post frame builder, and we can help the post frame builder do their job quickly, easily, and efficiently.
Yeah, That makes
Yeah.
sense. And that's why I was thinking in my mind, that makes total sense. And that's one of the things that I keep hearing people talking about with post frame building of how quick it is, right? That you can be dried
Hmm.
in and then
Hmm.
you can have other people working inside, but you basically can have a house or a commercial property or whatever it is up very quickly, dried in, ready to go. And that's a real benefit for the owners and for the consumers.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think when you're talking residential living, my opinion is probably, it's kind of tricky a little bit when you mix custom homes and post frame, right? Or metal buildings or whatever, because typically what a barn dominium is, right? It's a post frame building that's finished out like a custom home. And it's really hard when you mix the two, which we are. That's what a barn dominium is, because post
Yeah.
frame builders are really good at building post frame buildings, right? They're really good at that. They're efficient at it. They built programs around it. But what they typically, I can't say everybody, I'm not speaking for the whole world, so don't beat
Right.
me up in the comments here. But
I'm-
you know, custom home builders are really good at finishing out and taking the homeowner by the hand and sitting down and going through the paint colors and the cabinet options and the flooring.
Yeah.
And that's not what post frame builders typically are. So, we just stick with providing the best solutions that we can for the post frame builder.
That's great.
And we, highly recommend they work with a general contractor for the finish out of a barn dominium, or let the homeowner hire their own general contractor. And everybody just stick to what they're good at, right?
Right. Well, and because post frame traditionally was very agriculture, commercial, large, I was
Hmm.
going to say commercial buildings. And
Yeah.
so it's just because it's so cool, it's really gone into different directions too. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
you hear about post frame on hotels now and on a lot of different structures that were not really in the past.
I was last weekend. I was in a new neighborhood Chipotle down the road, and had been in there for the first time, and I was looking up, and I'm like, wow, this is framed with wood. Like the wood trusses are exposed right above my head. I'm like, we could have built this. All right, So
There you go.
yeah, I mean, post frame can be used for just about any application: commercial, agricultural, residential, equestrian.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and we, part of our solutions, we stock a lot of major components. So whether you want to put posts in the ground, whether you want to put posts in the ground with protection, we've got post protectors, permacolumns, all of those. If you're fastening to concrete, we've got the sturdy wall brackets by Permacolumn. If you're building a horse barn, we partner with Classic Equine, so we can provide you with stall solutions. And so no matter what you're doing, if it's post frame related, we can help. And
Right.
we stock a lot of those items, and those that we don't, we have those relationships and ordering processes in place to quickly and efficiently order for our clients.
That's cool. What a great relationship. And let's talk just a little bit about some of the new technology that you are also helping. It's not just product, it's also technology, including your smart build, which
Mhm.
you have all been working with your contractors and really helping them to win jobs through this.
Mhm.
Talk a little bit about that, the technology solutions that you're offering.
Yeah, there are a lot of solutions out there on the market. I mean, as an industry guy, I have to say that, because it's true. There are a lot of good solutions out there,
Mhm.
and I don't know that there's a right or wrong one. I'm not selling software, but we have chosen to partner up with SmartBuild, a very good, innovative company. They offer a real nice 3D rendering, very easy to um, learn, and very easy to be able to produce a good quote for your client. And with our inventory backing that system, it's real easy that once you do sell the project, to get everything dialed in, refresh it, and order it. And we can pull the order right out of there, and it's ready to enter in our system and go straight to manufacturing. So
Wow.
it is a
Yeah.
really good software, and a lot of people out there are using it. Even new clients we stumble across, they're already using it. So the learning curve is not large at that point. But no, it's a great software, and we've definitely tried to take advantage of that and use it to our advantage with helping our customers do their jobs.
And to have that integration where they can get it all built and everything, and then get that information to you for the ordering, that, we've come a long way. Remember, it wasn't that long ago that people were faxing in their orders.
No, I know. And that's, what I was talking about. There's still plenty of post frame guys out there doing that, where they're not faxing necessarily, but, hand material listing things and, going to the lumber yard and loading up the trailer. I mean, you don't have to do all that anymore. With our program, we can help someone grow just by saying, yes, we'll do business with Burrows, and
love it.
It's a great thing. It really is. It's a good program we've put together here.
And that includes training, right? You're going to help them. And I loved what you said earlier on this MetalCast is it's not just training on installation, which I'm sure there's plenty of that working with your manufacturers and different folks, but it's also on your business, training to help you grow your business.
Best practices, with your customer, marketing, how to market your business, how to get more leads, how to create a program around quality and longevity. Those are things that we have a lot of people on our staff that have been in the industry a long time, work for major corporations, and we understand what it means to, what it takes to run a really good post frame business. And we're not afraid to share that information with our customers and ultimately help them grow their businesses, what we feel is the right way, the best way for the whole industry. We got to continue to raise up post frame. There are people out there that still don't worry about engineering. They just think, oh, this is how I've always done it. May not be using the proper header sizes and, bracing and things of that nature in their structures. And we don't want that. We want people that do it right. And, if we start doing business with somebody that we don't think is doing it right, we'll, educate them on how to do it right. And ultimately that'll raise the whole industry up.
Yeah, I love that. And, for a lot of the contractors who are listening to this, they're either, they're already working on metal roofing, metal siding, they have a sheet metal shop. But really, when I look at this is such a great way to differentiate your business in a couple different ways. One is get into post frame. If you're not already doing post frame, get into post frame and work with someone like Burrows to really learn how to do it, because there's just so much demand. But the other thing too that I want to kind of talk about is some of the subcontractors who are out there, whether they be roofing contractors, maybe HVAC or siding, also really focusing in on getting to know the post frame builders and seeing what they can do to work together.
Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of opportunity out there for everyone. And it's just amazing to see year after year how many post frame buildings are being sold and built. It's really eye-opening, and it's really a good thing. It's a testament to the industry and putting good projects up that last a long time and get the job done. And as it relates to subcontractors, I've yet to meet a post frame builder yet that didn't work with multiple subcontractors, whether it be concrete, site preparation, gutters, overhead doors, and the list goes on and on. So yeah, definitely, any opportunity we have to tie some of those subcontractors to builders, we do that. And, again, it's like, how can we help each other grow and do great things? Exactly.
And then helping the industry overall and giving these beautiful buildings out to the consumers to really bringing such beautiful architecture and performance into the market. Josh, Thank you so much. I have to tell you, this has been, I'm so happy you bid on this at the auction
Is
and
there?
this
Oh,
together.
wow.
We are getting close. I know, doesn't it go fast? I know.
You said it would. I didn't believe you. You said it would,
We
I'm
try
like,
to make it easy.
are we even through the list yet? Okay. No.
Yeah,
No.
we're pretty close, but I do want to let everyone know that we have a full directory on Metal Coffee Shop for Burrow, so you can find all the information there, how to get in touch with them, how to get started, how to just build that relationship, and then also get a hold of Josh and become part of the National Frame Builders Association. No matter whether you're currently a builder or whether you're looking to get into the industry, he's your guy and can help you just learn tons on here. So,
Yeah,
Josh, thank you.
Always looking to grow membership of the National Frame Builders Association, nfba.org. Check us out. And if nothing else, a good way to get involved with that is the big expo where we met last year or this year. Next year in February, we're in Oklahoma City. So, at least go to that. Check out the vendors, see what the industry is all about, and then decide if you want to become a member or not. So thank you for plugging that. And I've got a question for you
cool.
before we part ways.
Yes.
So
I love it.
At Burroughs, we recently started. I have a co-host, and Scott Craig, he's an employee of mine, and we recently started Post Frame 360. So we've got our own podcast that we've started, and I think we've got 2 or 3 on the air now. We've recorded many that we've been banking up, and sometime we would love to have you on our show. Is that possible?
I am honored. Yes,
right.
I can't wait. I would love it. Let's do it. That will be so much fun. And we'll also get all the podcasts that you've already recorded up on your directory on Metal Coffee Shop, so people can listen to what you already have out there. And Josh, I'm in. Just tell me when.
Awesome. Looking forward to it, Heidi. Thank you so much for your time today and your contribution to the NFBA Foundation. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I thank you. And I just want to echo Josh's words about the show, the NFBA show. I loved it. I learned so much. There's so much opportunity and just great people that to get to know. So check it out next year. And please check out their directory and get all the information so that you can get involved, both with the NFBA has a directory on Metal Coffee Shop, and of course, Burroughs. So, Josh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Heidi. Take care now.
Thanks, you too. And I'll be on your show soon. I can't wait. This will be great.
I can't wait. Thank you.
We'll be promoting that out on Metal Coffee Shop for sure. And thank you all for listening to this. Please check out all of our podcasts under the Read, Listen, Watch navigation. Be sure to subscribe and set those notifications so you don't miss a single MetalCast. And remember, we're also on YouTube, so check it out. We'll be seeing you next time on MetalCast.